All right, team, before we get started, just a quick one. Saturday, the 15th of August, ASICS are putting on a community run with us, and it's worth getting in the diary. 7 a.m, Armour Street Bridge, North Hagley Park. There'll be demo shoes on hand, the GT 2015 and the Nova Blast 6, plus some giveaways and refreshments after. I still haven't tried the 2000 yet myself, so I'll be finding out alongside everyone else on the day. Christchurch Marathon will be there too. They've got a few entries to give away and a short-time discount code for anyone thinking about signing up. We're also going to take the run out along the new path by the Avon, so it's a good chance to check that out if you haven't been on it yet. There's a distance for everyone too, 5, 10, 15 or 20k, so come along whatever you're training for or however far you feel like going. No pressure on pace, just good company and a chance to try some new shoes on for size. 7 a.m, Saturday the 15th, Armour Street Bridge. Come say hi. Hey, it's Oska from the Frontrunner.
And it's Andy here.
And you are listening to The Rundown, our weekly running specialty podcast where we take you behind the scenes of our running specialty store. We talk about footwear, we talk about our training, we talk about things we're testing, and we talk about the events from in and around the globe for Kiwis and sometimes Australians as our over the Tasman brothers, sisters, cousins, whatever you want to call them. I got laughed at for calling them cousins on the microphone over at cross country in the weekend. Someone laughed at me. Anyway.
It was good to see some Aussies here, actually.
There's deep fields in there, deep Aussie fields. Anyway, it's been a little while since Andy was joining us. As it was just mentioned before we started recording, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
I'm just here for the snacks. So, I got bribed to be here today. No, I'm kidding. I'm happy to be here, and I like talking about running.
Yeah, good. So at the moment, Tommy is obviously in Andorra. Anna had her wisdom teeth out. She's unable to communicate with her usual grace, so we've given her the day off. I am a nice boss. As always, we like to start things off with what shoes we are testing and what we're wearing this week. You are the king of a shoe rotation. Yeah. Andy loves a shoe rotation.
I do, yeah.
Talk me through yours at the moment.
The daily hasn't changed too much. I'm still a big fan of the old Tempest, but...
What are you going to do, man?
I'm going to be forced into big changes soon. It's lucky I know a guy who owns a shoe store, but I think the backlog of Tempest size 9s is diminishing, and some people may even be able to hold me to ransom on that. But yeah, so that's a good daily for me at the moment. Have been playing around with the new Strike 2.
Cloud Boom Strike 2.
Cloud Boom Strike 2, yeah, thank you. I thought you'd go with the full name there, and really enjoying that at the moment for some tempo runs. Mm-hmm. Quite stable, quite whippy. Definitely would be the next shoe I would run a marathon in, which is, You
haven't named your next marathon yet, have you? You keep telling me you're fit as, but...
Yeah. It's hard to find a good marathon that, is affordable and interesting and at the right time of the year, and also that I can get support from the other half for.
Yeah, I know the feeling of that one.
Yeah.
I've had a great testing week, so I managed to get my hands on a pair of the Brooks Ghost amp. This is super interesting. I just feel like it should be the Ghost.
Okay.
So they've got this new amp foam, which is kind of a Piva blend, not dissimilar to what New Balance did with like Rebel V5.
Okay.
Some of the other brands kind of. And like it's fine, it's good. Do we need a Ghost and a Ghost amp? I don't know. I feel
so there is still both.
There's still both.
Okay.
Part of me is like this Ghost amp, like it does, particularly I'd say the heel area of the Ghost amp does feel more comfortable and it's slightly more responsive, but it's kind of just like a Ghost dressed up in a slightly younger demographics clothing, and you're like, now I just have to have a whole nother SKU.
So why have they brought this in? Like, what's the...
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I think because the Ghost franchise for them is the biggest selling globally.
Yeah.
Like it dominates America.
Yep.
And runs specialty. So they're definitely kind of running on the coattails of that.
Okay.
And they've got this Ghost Trail, which had an amazing success in the last 8 or 10 months or however long it's kind of been in retail space. And then I think they're saying, how can we make Ghost 19 more energetic?
Gotcha.
Whether or not the execution of that was great, whatever, it's not up for me to decide. But it's definitely more runnable than a Ghost, where a Ghost you kind of a little bit of walking, a little bit of running, maybe some rehab. You don't want any toe spring, kind of higher pitch. So it's kind of a last man standing. But interesting. got my hands on a pair of the Brooks Hyperion Elite 6.
Oh, yes, cool.
So that's their marathon race day shoe, the one they did a lot of work with Clayton Young. That's really nice.
I did actually put that sample on that's sitting in your office and haven't actually put it through a tester yet. My initial perception is the heel felt quite soft, but I think you can definitely tell it's one of those shoes that if you're hitting it in the right place, it's going to be pretty good. The 5, I did actually try that a couple of times. I think the 6 definitely feels like an upgrade.
Oh, I mean, 1 through 4 were terrible. 5 was probably a really good road mile flat, and then 6, I think, turns up as a marathon shoe. There's some features of geometry in that midsole that will definitely help you in the last 10K. I think like a little bit of medial sidewall, slight varus, the way that they've kind of blended the 2 foams in the forefoot, I think really, probably lean itself towards trying to hold you together mechanically, because I know with Clayton, he's obviously got a bit of an ankle injury, and that's been his issue, has been the ankles. Okay. And so coming across from ASICS and into Brooks, like I think it had a lot to do with how can we stop those sort of inherent stabilizers fatiguing in the back half. So, and it does gear itself towards that. Whether or not it works, I'm not sure. Like I'd be happy to run a marathon in it. I don't think it's the fastest shoe. I don't think it's going to be the one you put on and think, gee whiz, this feels amazing.
I don't know. I feel like we've kind of figured out that it's not always the fastest shoe you want, right? It's the fastest shoe at 35K.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then this morning I ran in the SuperComp Rebel V1, which we'll talk to a little bit later. We'll do a kind of a full recap. But it's just actually nice to be doing some mileage again. My hamstring is just starting to get good enough for me to think about what I might do next.
Oh, mate, it's just been good to have you back out there, and we've missed you.
Yeah, I have missed it myself a little bit. It's been good because I can throw myself into other projects. So for those people that follow us socially, in terms of the store, a lot more content, a lot more fun stuff, a lot more kind of run club events and travel and trips. We were just talking before this, my Air New Zealand apps looking crazy. But what I've been trying to do is keep our normal pattern. So early week workout, threshold pace stuff, and then later week workouts, the more tempo based stuff.
Yeah, cool.
And Caden's been good on the advice, and in and around just last week was just 100 metre stride out, 100 metre jogging,
nice.
100 metre stride out, 100 metre jogging for 2K. This week I went 200 metre stride out, 100 metre jog, 200 metre stride out, 100 metre jog, and then next week I'll do 400 metre stride out, 100 metre jog, and just gradually build that volume back in.
So you're really focusing on mechanics at the moment by the sounds of things.
Yeah, and just trying to apply just the right amount of load
Yeah.
to the hamstring tendon.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit sore because it means I've worked it just enough, but not so much that it starts to degrade again and I end up with the same problem.
Are you supplementing with some gym work?
Yeah, so every other day I'm in the gym.
Yeah, cool.
And the gym I'm trying to keep real simple. One big exercise.
Yep.
So whether that's an RDL, a deadlift, a leg press, we're kind of focusing on that hamstring area. 2 isometrics. Mm-hmm. So whether that's a calf isometric and a hip isometric, or a hamstring isometric to go with an RDL, maybe more focused on that, and then some calf work and some core. So it's just like 20 minutes, 4 times a week. I'm trying to make it real easy. Nothing too crazy, just real consistent.
Yeah.
No double runs, single runs, and then the gym in the afternoon.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to get myself back. How about you?
Yeah, training's actually ticking along quite nicely. Overall, it's actually been a really good year.
You're being modest.
I think at the moment, I'm just a bit of a yes man, and I'm having heaps of fun with the training, and it's definitely making me feel a bit younger. Like I've been doing most of my harder workouts with Connor and Will, the local boys, and they're definitely a level above where I'm at, but they're always happy to have me along, and it's just enjoyable, and I don't have to think too much about what we're doing. Like they're certainly leading the way, and they might say what the session is, and I'll obviously just adjust a little bit if I have to, but so nice, and obviously we'll look forward to having you back out there as soon as you're ready to come and jump in the group. But yeah, the workouts themselves have been going awesome. I sort of feel like I haven't had a good opportunity to show fitness for a while, so yeah, I need to really look at the calendar and just throw myself at something. So.
Just find something and get to a start line.
Yeah. Or even would be open to just going down and doing a time trial if I have to. because that's a great session at the end of the day as well. So, yeah, I probably will throw myself at a parkrun in the next few weeks, I reckon. That's always nice to just, get uncomfortable. So, and there's a couple of really whippy shoes that I've been wanting to give a crack, especially if I'm just going to stay on my toes for hopefully 14 and a bit minutes.
Yep. Speaking of running in the park, New Zealand cross country champs.
Yes.
We were last weekend. You could hear me from
You did well.
the top of South Hagley to the bottom of North Hagley.
The voice has recovered?
A little bit. Before we crack into results, I just want to say I had a fucking great time.
Awesome.
I was a little bit like, I kind of joked with Mayo, who was the other live MC, and Holly, who was on the live stream with Hayden. Felt a little bit like I had taken a step out. I was like, this is the next thing that I can do to contribute. And I was a wee bit funny about not racing, feeling like maybe I might not race again, like in terms of that kind of distance. I did feel just a little bit weird about going down there in a different capacity.
I think I would frame it as a step sideways. Often you'll see, I follow the NBA pretty closely, and often you'll see, players who aren't, like they might be injured. So they actually will often jump on a commentary panel, and like it's really cool getting their insight, because obviously they're so deeply involved with, the way things go, that they become great commentators. So,
once I got there and I got settled in, and Mayor and Hayden did a great job at helping us settle in. I was actually just in the end, I was just having a bucket load of fun saying the things I would think about normally while someone was racing, just over 9 loudspeakers.
And like, obviously you got a bit of energy with all the people, especially like towards the end with the senior races. Like there more and more people definitely showed up, right?
By the time, I guess, the under 20 men, so I think that was Caleb Wagner won that race by then, and then you kind of led into the Bryn Gordon's under 20 women's, and then the senior men's race and the senior women's race. Definitely, I'd say the the senior men's race, because you're so invested in the guys and you spend so much time with them, and there was obviously a huge field. I think it was 60
solid
in that senior men's field. They're rocking around you. You know strengths and weaknesses. You know the races they've had. Like, you just know how things are probably going to play out, and then Ronan just takes the ball by the horns and just completely, not surprises, because that doesn't do him a disservice on his ability, but it was like when you looked at it on paper and you went, if Toby hadn't got sick, because he'd been sick the whole week before, on paper you're thinking Toby's probably the guy, like consistency over the last 12 months. Then you think Avery's run 2:10 for a marathon, so you go, well, he's got the strength. And then you go, well, David Lee's been training specifically for this. And then I hadn't really taken into consideration that Ronan had won every Auckland Grand Prix race.
Won them all,
North Island's, Auckland champs, like the whole thing.
Convincingly too. I had a look at those times at North Islands, and he won that by, don't quote me, about 30 seconds.
I could probably find it somewhere.
Yeah.
I've got a whole bunch of, because I did do a lot of research. Commentary, a lot of research.
Yeah, I suppose it sort of forces you to, you can't get things too wrong.
No, I was up late on Friday night, just taking notes and writing things down and trying to get a good, I think there's, particularly for the under 20 and the senior races, I felt a little bit weird digging deeper into the under 16 races. I thought it's a little bit weird. But yeah, definitely the sort of maybe under 18, under 20 and seniors. And then the Masters too. So, I had that moment because I had arrived when the Masters 35 to 55 or 60, whatever it was, was happening. And like the guys in the race were all guys that I'd raced in a senior race 15 years ago. And you had that experience last year, right? Because you ran the Masters race. You won the Masters race last year, but there's like Eric Speakman, John O'Jackson, Ollie
O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan from Otago. He had a great run, actually. He was second, I think. Amazing run. Eric fell real bad.
Oh, did he?
On the steeple. So they actually removed the steeple. For the future races. I don't know what happened, but it had super boggy before it, and then he just jumped funny, and his ankle, like, he was fucking lucky not to break something.
Shit.
Because it was, the way he twisted, it was like, that might face the wrong way when he come down on it. So
scary. I obviously noticed in the senior races the steeple had been taken out, and I just thought it was because it had gotten too chopped up.
It was definitely just unsafe. And there was a little bit of, some of the old fellas were like, back in our day we would have fucking done it. And then there was just an element of, actually, this is the right decision, so shut up.
Yeah, for sure.
People's safety first. So
it was interesting. Like, I actually wondered how much people like adjusted the way they ran this year if they did run last year. You know, like last year, as an example, I definitely ran in spikes that were way too short.
Yeah.
And I reckon like it would have been interesting to have another go, you know, like that second year and just like try and like really nail it and be able to fine tune. So
yeah, they had changed the course slightly.
Oh, okay.
So they had made some subtle changes, which I think were good ones. Like it definitely made it a little less, you know, winding like a go-kart track.
Yeah.
But it was so sloppy.
Yeah.
My
It
Nike,
looked like it got way more chopped up. The weather leading in for those 2 or 3 days was really rough.
it was pretty bad. My Nike Vomero Pluses were not the commentary shoe of choice. I was fucking sliding around everywhere. So Ronan Lee gets his first national title. And I would say that last 800 metres, calling that last 800 metres, I will remember that forever because we'd missed the move initially that Avery had made because he'd made that move behind the trees, so we didn't see it.
Yeah.
And then he blew the race apart. It was about 1,500 metres out.
Yeah.
So he blew the field apart because that field had a good 12 or 13 guys in it for a long time. And so we didn't, obviously, if you were watching on the live stream, you would have seen it happen, but we kind of missed it live. And then when they came out of the trees and back in towards the rugby fields, it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Ronan and Cam have kind of gone for it. And then when they came through the start-finish area heading into that last lap, like Ronan definitely looked the better of the two.
I was actually watching the live stream, so yeah, kind of saw it all unfold, and he just looked rock solid. It's like, oh, this is going to be hard to come back from.
Yeah, he had that forward body lean you need in a cross country to really dig in on the sloppy wet ground, and like and then they kind of got to that bottom southwest corner as you kind of head up along towards to go back towards Girls High, and he'd already got 10, 15 metres.
Yeah.
And then it was like, and he's on and he's on and he's on, and you could feel like everyone loves Ronan. You can't meet a person who doesn't like Ronan. He's such a lovely guy. And so you could feel people almost wanted him to win. Not that people didn't want other people to win, but you just felt this like he'd kind of come out and he'd spoken some smack online. I'm fucking here for that.
Yeah. So cool.
Just say what you think.
Yep.
And you kind of feel it building. And I think my first real commentary, you fed off the energy of the crowd and the excitement that started happening. Your voice is kind of going up and building and it's getting louder. And then that last 600, once Ronan had kind of broken Cam and you think, okay, I think Cam's not going to win.
Yep.
And then you watch David Lee.
Oh, Dave was actually really interesting to watch.
Come through. And I think I might have said like something along the lines of David Lee from the depths of hell fucking come from nowhere. Like he just. And I honestly think if there was another 200 metres, it would have been very interesting, like because he was coming like a freight train.
Yeah.
And then kind of when you realise Ronan probably has enough lead into that last corner. I mean, it's a long last straight.
I think Ronan just absolutely nailed measuring the effort.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he fucked and he fell over. He was done.
Yeah. No, so good, so good. You know, I think like. For it to not be a local, we probably couldn't have been happier for it to be anyone else. So.
So Ronan, 31.55 for the 10K, David Lee, 32, so 5 seconds. He was back nearly 40.
Wow.
So he closed like a freight train. And you could tell, I think I might have said, like his 1,500 metre speed. It was almost like, the pure determination from Ronan, absolute marathon strength from Avery, and 1,500 metre power from David.
Yeah.
And it was like, cross country is such an amazing equalizer.
I think that's just one of the coolest things about running is there are so many different ways to do it.
And then other than Ronan winning, I think run of the day was probably Henry McMecking in fifth. Off his WTS Hamburg debut in the World Triathlon Series. Again, you can't count a triathlete out, as we saw in Caleb Wagner winning the under 20 race. I was pretty fizzed.
Took some really good scalps.
Yeah,
it's always cool.
He'll dine on it.
Cool to see him running in the club singlet too.
Yeah, how good is that? He'll dine out on that for a long time.
Yep.
And then the women's race, Eva just was clinical. She was just super clinical.
Yep. That was straight up gun to tape, wasn't it?
Yeah. She obviously had a plan and just went. And she's so light on her feet.
Did you see her splits at all? Like, did she just maintain a pretty good tempo?
Yeah.
Or I suppose once it was in the bag, she could back it off a wee bit?
Yeah, I think it definitely felt like that last lap she probably just went into preservation mode and
Gotcha.
She didn't have to really,
Don't fall over.
go to the well. Yeah, don't fall over, don't screw it up. Like, I don't think someone was going to put a minute into her over the last 2K, or I think she might have been 75 seconds up maybe, and she ended up being about a minute.
Yes.
So Tamara ran really well.
Yeah.
And then Lucy Jerk. So Canterbury 1, 2, 3. We probably should mention that Whippets were 1, 2, 3 in the men's too, even though it's just a little bit painful. A little bit painful to say. And then Maya, who left us this week, she'd been sick, which is a bit of a disappointment for her.
Rough go. Yeah. Gutsy though.
Very gutsy. Under 20 woman was Bryn Gordon. She actually raced tactically very well. She's off to the US on a scholarship.
Whereabouts?
That I can't tell you. I'd have to look that up, but she is off. And then Caleb Wagner, who I did his interview for the live stream afterwards.
Yep.
Shit, he speaks well. Like, for a kid, I don't think I could talk that well. I'd be like, boys and beer. He did pretty.
Get him on.
He did pretty well. Yeah, no, he was really good. And then our mate Bede from UC was managed 6th and what was the second cross country champ. So.
Yeah, he did really well. Like big improvement on last year, and yeah, he's just going from strength to strength. So it's cool.
So great fun.
Yeah.
I think we just need to now try and lift some numbers in some of the other races. So
yeah, do you know where it's going next year?
Well, the word on the street was it might come back here again.
Oh.
But we'll see. No, it hasn't been announced.
That's like against the norm to do 3 in a row, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think they're just.
if it's working.
Yeah, it works. It's easy. It's easy to get to. It's cheap for everyone. Like relative. It's a major, airport or kind of land location. So, I think, and the courses there, the LOC is good.
Yeah,
all of those things.
Okay. Yeah. Watch this space.
And we were cheap as creepers. We were watching Space at the Commonwealth Games.
Holy moly! Again, the Aussies have been absolutely dominating. Pretty cool.
Yes, that's what happens when you get rid of the Americans, I guess. That's a good question. In the world of geopolitics, if USA didn't exist, would you be happy if Australia was the world number 1 dominant force?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I've stitched you up there time. Anna's not here to get me back on track. But we did see Josh Kerr follow up from his mile word record.
Oh, it's crazy. That guy's just, I don't think it was super surprising. Can we talk about sports betting on here? I did have a two-way multi on Cam Myers and Abby to win the women's race, and she did win the women's race. Am I right?
I'd have to look. As we scroll down the page, I'll look.
It was close. Yep. It was close. So exciting.
Abby won in 4:39.31. Yeah,
it's the best distance. Like, it's just so good to watch. You just can't wait for that last lap. Eh?
It's the 9 meters that gets you.
Yeah,
like it often is that last sort of 2 or 3 strides that really changes the race. I
wanted to ask earlier, just when you were talking about the Hyperion 6, do you think like Josh Kerr's huge rise is going to like really see a boost in people interested in Brooks? Do you think there's that kind of like flow on and awareness? Is he having that big of an impact? And
that's a good. Because
that's huge.
It's a really good question. I think Brooks in general have always been a company that have made really good quality everyday shoes.
Yeah,
like they do fuck all marketing. They don't have they have the Brooks Beast team, but they don't have like massive marketing budgets. They don't have huge billboards. They don't advertise on the back of buses. They're not really sponsoring, massive big games like a Nike or an Adidas or a Puma. But they have kind of woken up. And when you have a company that they made shoes first in, I think, 1914. They made ballet shoes, was the first shoes a Brooks company made. And then maybe 1970 something or slightly earlier than that, they moved into running shoes, right? And now they just do running. And so you got 50 something years of experience.
Yeah.
And then you wake the giant up because they've got all this resource, this massive American engine, and you go, okay, it's not that hard, really. And they've got all this biomechanics, with Ben O'Nag, and they kind of lean that way first.
Yeah.
And then they're like, okay, well, how can we find materials that work in the way that we like to think? And they're figuring that out with Hyperion Elite 6. And then you get a guy like Josh Kerr as like this kind of cherry on top. And so you have this base, huge demographic of people. I know Brooks. If I can barbecue with my Brooks, I walk with my Brooks, I run on my Brooks. And then you kind of go up a peg and you go, okay, well, legitimate options and spikes. And then you're top athlete. And I think we might have talked about this last week, but the re-emergence of him, he's different. Like he's cocky in a good way.
Yeah, one thing I love about him too is he just shows up for the big ones. He actually doesn't. I mean, it would be cool to see. We want to see these rock stars racing more often, but he does tend to just like really peak like 3 or 4 times a year. He's not just like at every single Diamond League.
And I have to say, his facial hair is immaculate, isn't it?
He just looks like a rock star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great for Brooks. It's great for the sport. It's got, like, I don't know what you find, but our non-running friends will often be interested when someone like that turns up. You know, like it was like the Sam Ruth effect in New Zealand. You had mates messaging you, be like, oh, what about that kid? And then someone breaks the mile world record and, well, shatters the mile world record, really. But we had our mate Santana. I did talk to him a couple of days beforehand after the semi-final because me and Obi were watching the highlights one morning and flicked him a wee message. That's the best he's run in a long time.
Oh, yeah. It's just so good to see the trajectory going the right way. And, like, we've all sort of had we've seen indications that he's been in really good shape. So, yeah, do you know, is he going to keep racing? Like,
I haven't talked to him since, but I think for him, like, obviously huge change, coach change, team change, city change. Put himself out there to have a go. He led the field through the first 800, not afraid of that. And then, I think it was 8 of the top 10 finishers ran a season's best or better,
including himself.
Yeah.
And
it was a absolutely ruthless last lap.
Yeah,
it's like a 52 something last lap. So I think for him, he looked amazing until about 50 meters. We looked amazing after that. But then for him, it's just that getting back in that zone. He's trusting his Achilles again. Yeah, like all of that stuff. It takes its time. But no, it's pretty cool. And then Abby, Jess, and Claudia. Boom, boom, boom.
Wow, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. That's a great example of having a big wide base and then a nice pointy top in terms of Australian distance running, right? Like,
yeah, it's interesting because even if we think back to the Olympics, like Jess was just unbeatable. So it's actually quite amazing how quickly things are flipping there. It'd be interesting to see what happens there, I guess, just in the next 12 months.
It's pretty cool. It's great for them.
It's just great that they've got so much in-house competition. Yeah.
Drives them all forwards. And in the pole vault, we had a pretty historic day.
Yeah, that was...
and I think for Eliza, we've both been out for long periods of time, injured before. For her, okay, yes, she can jump higher, that's whatever. But for her to just the perseverance required over the last, really, 4 years, must be, or longer even, to continue, like she obviously at World Champ, she jumped the initial round and then had to pull out of the final because her Achilles was sore, and that was last September. She has completed a few competitions since then. She was in Paris when we were there with On and jumping. And so for her to, I guess, get that W, get another gold medal, and then have her mates Imogen and Olivia jump with her, it's pretty cool.
So good.
It's a fucking random sport.
It's a bit of a hero story, actually. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So Imogen with the bronze medal and Olivia 4th. She could obviously jump higher than that. So I think all 3 of them. And then our old mate Tommy Walsh gets silver.
Yeah.
He's a battler, eh?
Do you know how old he is?
He's quite old.
Yeah. Again, like he has been doing it for a long time.
You keep talking and I'll figure out how old he is.
Also, he's got a few medals to his name now, right? It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so he's 34 years old.
Okay.
So March the 1st, 1992.
That was quick. Nice.
Yeah, mate, I'm on. I can do this live.
Caffeine's hitting.
Yeah, and then Tori Mowbray won silver in the javelin, 60 metres for her. So I think we did pretty well, capped off by a silver Ferns gold in the netball.
Amazing.
Not that we're a netball podcast.
Yeah, I haven't got lots to comment on there. I think it's amazing. So cool to see the medals.
And the shitstorm that New Zealand netball was in.
That's a good
9 months ago, maybe even less than that.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't think we'll ever know what actually happened. I think none of us should know what actually happened. All we know is that she's back in as coach and they won a gold medal. So fucking who cares? Sometimes you got to do push-ups. Sometimes you just got to do push-ups. A couple of local races. We had the Southline Half Marathon, Lake Hood. Happened. The Great Gravel.
Have you ever run that?
Nah, fuck no. You ran it like maybe year 1 and you were like, never do that. And I was like, nope. I'll take your word for it.
Interesting course. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Random fact, Jacob Pretty ran a PB in Topol Marathon. 2:27.12.
That's a good time.
Yeah, it is a fucking great time. Is he a dad of 2 now?
Every year they get 1 or 2 really solid runners show up and just,
Have a good go.
Yeah, it's good. I think Nathan's run that as well. Nathan
Okay.
C.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good. And then some other bits and pieces from around the traps, which my ADHD brain can't be bothered reading.
You're in 8 different places reading that. Yeah.
There's too much bold text.
Yeah.
Before we crack on to some other stuff, we have a huge 3 weeks coming up community-wise for the Frontrunner. So if you've listened to this whole thing, I'm going to do a nice pretty ad read that I'll drop into the start of the podcast.
Perfect.
But we have our ASICS Community Run next Saturday, the 15th of August. Shoes will be available from 7 a.m. So as it stands, we've got 2000 V15, which is not released yet, and the new Nova Blast 6. We have a 5K, 10K, 15K, or 20K run options. So it's kind of like your Saturday long run.
Solid.
There should be enough shoes for most people to try. ASICS will have caps and T-shirts to give away, and then we will have after run refreshments as people come back from their runs. So that's Saturday the 15th. The run start will be 7:30 a.m. We kind of timed it so some people might like to do 5K and then jump into a park run or something and then drop the shoes back or whatever. Some of us will run. We're going to use the Avon River, the new path out towards
nice.
Breezes Road for the 20K. And Christchurch Marathon will be there with 3 free entries to give away. And for those that attend or RSVP through our Luma event app, you will get a Christchurch Marathon discount for a short period of time. So thanks to them.
And limited numbers or?
Whatever.
Welcome.
All welcome. So myself and Maddie Bateman from the Jog Squad will be hyping that up.
Prima.
You'll probably hear us before you see us. I think he's the only man I've ever met with more energy than me. And then the week after, we have our Run Unknown with On, which has sold out, which is a mystery riddle race through the Christchurch CBD. I don't even know.
Urban orienteering?
Yeah, sort of, but it's clue-based.
Okay.
So basically what happens is I will release the start 24 hours before the start, the start location. Everyone turns up there. You do it in pairs, so it's a team with a few stricter rules around staying in your pairs this time around. You get an envelope. We say 3, 2, 1, go. Everyone opens the envelope at the same time. That envelope has the first clue for the first location.
Yep.
Someone is at that location with another envelope. You can pick any route you'd like to get to the point you think in which you're supposed to go, and hope like hell you got it right. We tell you if you've got it wrong, you've got to come and check with us first. And then you race point to point. So 4 locations finishing at a bar where On very kindly.
That's the first clue.
Yeah, that's the first clue. Finishing at a bar. And I won't tell people the bar's location this time because I did last time.
I was going to go there.
On very kindly supporting us with long sleeve T-shirts for all participants and a beer at the other end.
Solid.
So good from them. And then that Sunday, we have a new Balance Community Run launching the shoe we're going to talk about a little bit later out in New Brighton. So that's a Sunday long run, 10K, 15K or 20K options led by pack leaders. Posh Porridge will be there afterwards. We've got 100 ceramic mugs and 40 custom limited edition T-shirts to give away. So far, we've got about 50 signed up for that. And you can do that through our Luma app or the link in bio on our Instagram, actually. And then the week after that, Run Club returns.
So much cool stuff happening.
So much fucking lot. See, I think I said that. I've well overcommitted my
that's just you, man.
My next segment. We had our winter grind wrap up the other week, and I just really enjoyed seeing everyone. I do like having some Tuesday nights off and going home, but I also like our community and the people in it. Badwater 135.
Yep.
I
don't know heaps about it, but I know some records fell.
They did.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read this transcript straight from the website because this
is this the race? Because I remember reading the Dean Karnassus, ultra marathon Bible was probably 10 years ago.
And everyone bought Vibram 5 fingers and broke themselves. Yeah.
They might, I feel like this is the race. This is going to sound really ignorant. Where like if you don't run on the white line, your shoes are melting on the tarmac. It's so hot.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the globally recognised as the world's toughest foot race. The Mount to Coast Badwater 135 Ultramarathon hosted by Adventure Corps is a pure athletic challenge of athletes, shoes and support crew versus a brutal 135-mile or 217-kilometre stretch of highway and a 45-hour time limit from the start line in Death Valley to the finish line high on Mount Whitney. Sounds miserable.
I'm not ready for that yet, eh?
The Badwater 135 course covers 3 mountain ranges for a total of 4,500 metres of cumulative vertical ascent and 1,900 metres of cumulative descent.
How many days off are you having after that?
You tell me, Coach. I don't think you're walking for a couple of weeks.
You're ever coming back.
I don't know if you'd want to, would you? Is that something you see in your future?
No.
Coming from the guy that rats on backyard ultras. You're not a favourite fan.
Oh, we're not
park that.
Let's not go.
Okay. So Max Joliffe, USA became the first person to break 21 hours.
That's actually really fast.
217 kilometres in 21 hours. I can't do the math on that.
No, but
that's a lot.
My brain goes straight to, what is that pace?
It's over 10k an hour.
Yes.
Like when you think about it. So if it was 200k and it took him 20 hours, that'd be 6 minutes a kilometre.
Yep.
So 10k an hour. So he's done better than that.
That's pretty bloody good. Holy moly.
So can you run in 6 minute kilometres for 21 hours? Average. Because that's not including, I guess they have...
there'll definitely be some stoppage in there.
Yeah. That's savage.
That's amazing.
It's not my future either. I'll go back to playing football. And then the 100-mile world record holder, Ashley Paulson, led the women's race through 72 miles, chasing a sub-20-hour finish, but faded late and finished second among the women, 7th overall. I tried to find out what shoes old Max was wearing, but he's just sponsored by Satisfy, so he likes holy T-shirts.
I reckon he would have thrown them out afterwards.
You reckon?
Yep.
What shoe would you choose?
The Tempest.
Do you reckon it's just a straight line? We've got to look this up. Death Valley. It's a straight line?
I've got a funny feeling it finishes with a big climb. Again, going back to the books, but I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't look fun.
No.
Well, for a small price of $1,300 and 19 hours, we could fly there. Yeah. Nah, I wouldn't even want to spectate. So the reason I asked that...
It would be fun to do as a relay. That's probably like the only way you could get me involved is like we do it as a 10-man team and try run it fast. That would actually be quite fun. 20k each. Isn't that the speed? Do they do the speed race? Or they did a Nike do something, don't they? Yeah, that would be cool.
We tried to pitch the idea of doing that from Bluff to Picton to see if we could get there in like 3 days or something. With like a crew of 10, you ran 10k at a time. And then you had a camper van, three camper vans going the length of the South Island.
I'm keen.
I couldn't get funding for it for some fucking reason. Anyway, talking of trail.
Yes.
We're going to soft launch.
Well, yeah.
Or hard launch.
No, we can go soft.
We've done so well for nearly an hour. That's our first piece of sexual innuendo. Well, you talk about it. It's your baby, man.
Well, yeah, we are going to start doing a wee bit more of a trail-specific podcast. So still the rundown, but we're going to call it the rundown off track for obvious reasons. And we are just going to try and hero basically the local trail running scene, trail and mountain running scene. So, yeah, looking like it's going to be an every second week thing. And my good friend Logan Griffin's going to come and sit next to me and yarn about that. And we're going to talk about, mostly trail-focused stuff. We'll kind of leave the road stuff to you guys. There'll be lots of coaching bits and bobs in there as well. So, it could be some really good little nuggets to come out of that. Good ones to just add to your weekly podcast rotation.
I just can't wait to not have to talk about trail.
Yeah, we'll take that off your hands.
No one wants to listen to me talk about trail shoes, man. In saying that, we talked about the ASICS Fuji Trail 2 last week, and that was a very well watched episode, but I don't think that was for the trail segment. No, I think it's a great addition to like what we're doing overall, and you and Logan will do a great job at bringing that to life. And I think every 2 weeks is a great cadence, and people look forward to.
Look, it's passion, for both of us, and we're both working towards some pretty big goals in the trail space for next year. So, really, we'll be talking about that journey and people can follow along with us and, hopefully get behind us as well.
They will. We'll make sure of it. I'm looking forward to that. Have you got a rough start date, or are we still kind of pipelining that?
Probably 2 or 3 weeks away.
Yeah, so we might shoot for a September
Yep.
September launch. A few things to organise before then, but
Yes.
we will get there. Right, as always, we like every week to get at least one listener question.
Ooh, what do we got?
So we're going to talk about some carbon racing shoes, because what else would you fucking talk about? No one wants to hear about a Brooks Ghost
Mate,
amp.
the amount of coaching consults I do that just go straight to shoe chat.
Yeah, it's the entirety of my life. I won't say his name because confidential, but he said, looking for a fast carbon shoe for half marathon and or half marathon off the bike. Currently wear the Alpha Fly, but potentially would look for something more aggressive. Am 90 kg, run around 340 k pace for a half marathon, heavy runner, long strides, and dig in the heel a bit. So that to me says maybe a little bit of an overstride.
Yep.
Using momentum, like power, wattage.
Power runner for sure.
Now this is a great question.
Yeah, solid.
Where do you go initially?
I kind of go towards it's always a tricky one asking for more aggressive, like what is more aggressive? Mm-hmm. When I sort of think about shoes that I would be choosing, and if I wanted to choose something more aggressive, it would usually come back to the way that it's pitched. Mm-hmm. Alpha Fly, I'm pretty sure, is 4 mil drop. Mm-hmm. So if I wanted more aggressive, I'd be thinking like 8 to 10 mil, something that's going to like really get me forward. And then also I'd probably be looking for lighter as well. So Meta Speed Edge definitely comes to mind, but then also it is a bit soft in the heel. So that would be something to be wary of. But I think for 10K or a half marathon, usually your mechanics are good enough to...
You'll get there.
Yeah, that's right. Potentially the Strike 2. Again, I keep coming back to that because it is stable, and I personally find it more aggressive than the Alpha Fly, but in a really good way. Yep. So there are a couple of options.
Yep. For me, aggressive is kind of that real scoop plate, aggressive toe spring. It's kind of trying to maybe speed up how long you spend on the ground. So trying to limit that ground contact time, because obviously we know to a point, the longer you spend on the ground, the slower it is. Yep. My next question for him would be like heel strike. Is it kind of lateral heel, or does he whack in the middle? Because that really changes, I guess, the dynamic of that bevel and where you want kind of posteriorly where you want that flare to be happening. So none of those things answer this guy's question. I agree with you, like more snappy. I actually initially went to Sky because I felt like heavier, he might be able to drive force into the plate up top, like the heavier guy. So you're going to boom, hit the plate. You get the plate then disperses the force almost over the whole midsole, and then you kind of squash that, and then the ground reacts. That might speed up his cadence just ever so slightly. Yep. And then Puma? Yeah, the Puma Deviate Elite 4. Again, I think we probably found it both quite hard, quite firm, but for someone who's a little bit heavier, if you can kind of get that aliphatic TPU to respond. Yes. And it is very nice on the heel. Like it does, if you hit that thing at a bit of a 30-degree angle.
Yeah, quite forgiving.
Yeah, it is quite forgiving. So that was kind of another option. And then, the Brooks Hyperion Elite 6, when that comes out, I think that's going to be an option because it has a really nice heel setup. And it's going to throw you forwards the way that plate is shaped, very close to the heel. Yep. And then barely scoop down. So it's going to feel, if you can whack it, it's going to feel like it loads it and then kind of spin you off the front, but keep you square. Again, it depends on where he lands.
Also, weight-wise, again, like I don't know the numbers, but I feel like that 6 is going to be lighter than Alpha Fly. Alpha Fly is quite a heavy shoe.
It's quite, and I think with the Alpha Fly, the thing to note there is it's really geared towards like a late mid, early forefoot strike. Yeah. And it has to be real central. If you're hitting that thing lateral forefoot, the pod doesn't react. Yeah. So you kind of have to be, quite a cyclic motion. Yeah.
I've never had to think so much about a race shoe as when I've used the Alpha Fly, and it is an amazing shoe, don't get me wrong, but I definitely think I changed my mechanics to try and make the pods work for me, and I just don't want to think that much when I'm running.
I just wanted to bring back the original Vaporfly, man. Oh, I fucking love that shoe.
That was good.
That shoe just caused me to have wet dreams.
Yep.
Kicking down Michael Voss down
Man,
Antigua.
that was just the only shoe on a start line for about 2 years, eh?
Yeah, I was jogging with, I was in New Plymouth last week because we obviously take over there in a couple of weeks, and I was jogging with Matty Baxter, who was sponsored by Hoka for 6 or 7 years. He was on the Hoka NAS Elite team. And he was saying in that time period, it was crazy because you had brands telling you could wear Nike so that you were up at the front of the race.
It meant more to them to have a good result.
Yeah.
It is mind-blowing.
So you have to take your head off. I mean, obviously the game's changed a little bit now, and lots of people have caught up, and some would argue that Vaporfly 4, I think we're on, is actually not a leader in the space anymore.
I think it's really cool that there are so many other options. Like the Nike shoes are great, but so is everything else. And yeah, it's just gotten to a really cool point now.
Yeah, definitely.
Pretty off track.
We have. That's what happens. No, so hopefully that answers this guy's question, and it is a great question. As always, if you can try them on, and we're one of the few stores that let people run out on the road in $550 racing shoes.
I guess just one more quick fire thought on that. If it is a off the bike situation, is this a candidate for a light spray?
Yeah, it definitely easy to get on
quickly.
Yep, definitely easy to get on. Yeah, you could use that Club Boom Strike 2 LS if you want to spend $500.
They look pretty funky.
To triathletes, doesn't matter. Now, Anna's not here, so this next section I feel slightly uncomfortable talking about, but it was such a great Facebook post.
Yep.
You coach female athletes.
I actually didn't see this post. So
okay.
You bring me up to speed.
Yeah, so how do I want to word this?
Just keep it real.
I'll just keep it real. We'll just do this. So Izzi Batt-Doyle, who is the 2 times Australian champion, Australian record holder in the half marathon and 10K, and she runs professionally for ASICS. She recently won the China Airlines half marathon at the Gold Coast. And after that race, she was at a dinner with I think maybe her coach and some of the ASICS staff, and she basically said, "Fuck, this morning I was in terrible pain due to period cramps." And so she was talking about, we're not privy to that conversation, but she was talking about that, and then the ASICS staff encouraged her to come out and say, actually, I was doubled over with period cramps before. She ran 107 or fucking something crazy like that.
Crazy.
And I think, so they kind of encouraged her to come out and write this article, and the article title is Rolled Up in a Ball. Izzi Batt-Doyle, Reality of Race Day with Her Period. And Body Plus Soul was the the publisher of that article, and it was just kind of framed her thought processes, how she would deal with something like that, and she's just kind of ibuprofen and some magnesium, and then make the decision if she's going to have a go or not. And I just thought it was a wonderful thing to have someone who is of that caliber willing to sit there at a dinner table and be like, actually, this morning fucking sucked.
Yeah, this was a really tough way to actually go into the race day preparation.
Yeah. So I'll put the article in the show notes so that people can have a read, because
awesome.
It was a really good, well-written, practical, bringing it to light situation, because I guess what you don't want is, in all situations, you don't want anyone to feel like they're the only ones going through something.
Yeah.
And if someone of that caliber of athlete can come out and say,
puts it out there, how good.
So love that from her.
Amazing.
And she's a great ambassador for running in general, and also the female side of the sport. So
she's so prominent in that Australian scene. Really cool to follow along.
She rolled past me in Launceston.
Did she?
Yeah. She rolled past me when I'd somewhat given up, but
hey, Izzi.
Yeah, what's up, man? What's happening? I won't make the Ryan Gregson joke. We don't need to do that. Nah, we don't need to get cancelled today. So this brings us to our shoe segment.
What do you got?
What have I got? I've got the New Balance SC Rebel version 1.0. For the true shoe geeks will know that there was a fuel cell Rebel V1.
Yeah, hang on. That confused me. 1.0, I'm just thinking this is the 4th one of these.
No.
Okay.
So this is an incestuous love child. This is a shoe born. Yeah, this is the shoe born of the sperm bank.
Oh dear.
Can you do that? Anyway,
You'd know.
I fucking wouldn't. Can you? So, I think in 2018 they had a fuel cell Rebel V1 which was a completely different shoe. It was a wild lateral flaring. I don't know if you remember that. Maybe it was pretty, yes, I remember that. So there's that. Then they moved away from that and they had the Rebel franchise, which is the kind of Nova Blast type shoes. It's kind of like an 80-20 Piva EVA mix, lightweight trainer, sort of the running version of an 880. Now it's on a rocket, kind of a rocket platform at a really good price point. I think maybe 240 or 250 or something like that. Yeah. And then they have, then they had SC Trainer, which when it first came out, I think like version 1, version 2, that was born out of Fuel Cell TC, which you'll remember we ran in that.
That might have been our first kind of super trainer shoe.
Yeah, definitely. That was for what we could get hold of, because at the time Nike had Zoom Fly, but you couldn't get them in New Zealand. So I think I bought my pair in Melbourne when I was over there to race. But so they kind of had that, and then so the SuperComp trainer I think got to version 4. In the end, it was like an overstacked, quite hard, didn't make a lot of sense, a little bit heavy, and it was almost like those plated trainers were just getting higher and higher and higher, heavier and heavier and heavier, and we're putting a plate in it in the hope that the plate sold it. And that's no discredit to New Balance. There was everybody, like all the brands.
I guess everyone just thought this is the recipe. How do we do it?
Yeah, and I don't know if a lot of thought went into those shoes. It was like, if it has a plate, someone will buy it. And then with the introduction of like kind of Mega Blast and some of the other non-plated super foam trainers, they just cut their lunch completely. So this kind of Rebel is a SuperComp Rebel. V1 is it's an evolution of the SuperComp trainer, an evolution of the Fuel Cell Rebel, and some learnings from the Rebel V5, V4 and V5, if that makes sense.
I think so. So they're kind of are they cutting a couple of shoes to produce this one?
Yeah. So SuperComp trainer is finished.
Yeah.
So for all intents and purposes, this is SuperComp trainer 6 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
What I like what they've done is they've said, let's take this Rebel franchise and let's try and make it a hero legacy piece.
Cool.
So you're going to have Rebel trainer, which is going to stay around. Then you're going to have this kind of Rebel, SuperComp Rebel, which is going to be their kind of trainer racer, I guess, if you like.
Yep.
I did a piece to camera today. The Instagram reel is up. The 40 mil thing is perfect.
Okay.
Because it's race legal.
Yeah.
So for someone that can't handle a super slim, wobbly, narrow lasted platform racing shoe, but still might get the benefit of a little bit of stiffener in the 4 foot longitudinally and want that foam, they can use this for an Ironman triathlon.
Yeah.
They can use it for a 3.5 hour marathon. But it's not saying it's just for that. They're not going to pigeonhole it there.
I've just picked it up and didn't realize how low the plate was. It's probably the lowest I've seen a plate. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so my understanding of the mechanics is that it does add some stiffness. It doesn't. It's actually quite flexible.
Yeah.
At the med heads.
Is it a nylon plate?
Yeah, it's a composite. Yeah,
Okay,
so it's a composite carbon. It's so I ran an hour 40ish, kind of 23k in it this morning. On ground contact, it feels super stable.
Sweet.
Because it's almost like you're taking a stable surface with you on every step. Because so you got that firm surface under your forefoot. The Infineon foam, this is my only gripe, is confusing because you've got Infineon in the 1080, Infineon in this, they're not the same raw materials. It's fucking annoying.
That's not the first time we've seen that though.
No.
Lots of brands do that.
But it annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It's like you had an opportunity to do something else. Just this is what I would do. Free advice from New Balance, they don't give a fuck. You could have just called the foam SuperComp. And then the SuperComp is just the aliphatic TPU based. So you've got a SuperComp Elite, a SuperComp Rebel, and then you might have a SuperComp Trainer. And they were all the aliphatic TPU things. And then Infineon is your 1080 material, which might be a Piva blend or whatever it is. And that would have made more sense.
Even to me, that makes sense.
Yeah. What else do I want to say about this?
My question for you is just like, what's it stacking up against? So like I'm kind of going, is this like a whippier than an endorphin speed?
Different. Good question. Let me think about that for a second. No. I actually think it was more comfortable than a Speed 5.
Cool.
I think I found the Speed 5 a little bit dead.
But not quite as race day ready as like a Endorphin Pro 5.
Yeah, agree with
Okay,
that. Agree with that. It's a good. It probably does.
I'm just trying to put it into where it fits within my
Yeah,
where it sits on the shelf.
I think the key thing here is the plate is not for the plate is not predominantly for propulsion.
Yeah.
So the plate, in my mind, is there for stabilizing the foam and adding a roll. So when I was running, it feels smooth, not bouncy.
Okay.
And that's because I think that initial ground contact is quite firm. And then so you hit and you feel that, and then you sink into the foam a wee bit, and it rolls you off the front. So I was really happy running my 415s,
Cool.
410s this morning in it. I didn't try to go any faster.
That actually sounds like it had you moving quite well.
It did, yeah, definitely did. And we just loping along, a little bit of gravel, a little bit of ice because it's fucking cold this morning, and then
Zero.
and then the road. So it's going to come in at about 218 grams for a men's size US 9.
It still kind of blows my mind because, I don't know, maybe I sound like an old man here, but that's race shoe weight from 3 years ago.
Yeah, and it does have a nice curved geometry. I think a lot of people are going to be able to use it.
It looks comfortable too.
Yeah.
Like it's not like an absolute minimalistic upper.
Oh, the upper's real comfy. It's just a little bit racy.
Okay.
So it's not heaps of volume. I went half a size bigger than the other New Balance shoes I've got, so I went to a US 9. So yeah, I think probably again worth trying on. And I felt very comfortable in the 9, like I was in the right point.
Yeah, you just
Because sometimes when you put half a size up on because it's too short in the toe, but then you don't fit in the bit and you end up fighting it. Yeah. It's going to retail New Zealand dollars at $350.
Okay.
I would go as far as to say that's probably best in class
Yeah.
in that category. So I'm really hoping it saves that category because I think it still has a place.
Definitely. So again, sorry, I'm just going, is this a good shoe again to perhaps line up against the Mega Blast or the Super Blast? Probably not so much the Super Blast anymore. If you gave me that shoe, knowing the way that I train, is this this is a good 2-hour long run shoe? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's one where you want to run 2 hours and you want to finish the last 20 minutes with some gusto.
Okay, yeah. So this isn't like a chuck it on for 45 to 60 minutes easy.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the aliphatic TPU deserves more than that.
Yeah.
And I also feel like it's one of those shoes, probably the more effort you put in, the more it'll give back to you. But like a spelling lesson.
Where did that come from?
Welcome to the podcast. So, yeah. It's $70 cheaper than a Super Blast. No, than a Mega Blast. It's $40 cheaper than a Super Blast. I wouldn't say it feels as bouncy as a Mega, but that could just be because the plate's there and it kind of does dull that initial kind of sink. And it's obviously set up differently geometry-wise. It's nicer than a Mark X3.
Only other question was just outsole.
Superb.
This morning would have been icy.
It's a great test. No, so over the, how in the wetland areas in Horswell, this is real Christchurch niche, there's all those little wooden bridges.
Oh, yeah. The little
Not a
boards.
slip.
Okay.
Not a slip. It's a PU, so polyurethane poured outsole. And I love the fact it's one piece in the forefoot.
Yeah, that is really good.
So when you get tired and stuff.
I'm also always happy when I look at the rear foot and see they've put it on both sides. I don't really understand why they often only put it on the lateral side.
Yep.
Cool.
It's a great, it's a great.
It looks fun.
Yeah, I'm so stoked for them because honestly, the product in this space from them has not been there. Their focus has been very lifestyle, and that's fine as a business. That's a decision that they made, and you make the bed you sleep in. But New Balance is a strong running brand. There's great history. I loved the 1500. I love the old 860. I love the old 8. We used to
Take me back.
I ran 218 in a pair of fucking 1500s in about 2016.
They had some amazing trail shoes too.
Yeah. And they have some coming back. Can I say this out loud? Not sure. They have some trail shoes for the back half of 27, front half of 28.
Okay.
We're back. New Balance is back.
Cool.
Actually, it's not Old Balance, it's New Balance. That was... Sorry, Simon. Fewer dad jokes. Anyway, what do you got planned this weekend?
I will be doing a fairly substantial long run. Yeah, at the moment, the only thing I have on the horizon from a race perspective, I'm doing a 50k race in September, so pretty different from what I've done in the last year. I haven't actually run an ultra for probably 3 years, so not super serious about it, but obviously at the moment probably the blind spot within my training is just the long endurance. So yeah, on the long runs, kind of pushing them out 2.5 hours to 3 hours at the moment. A bit of time on the feet, so I'll be doing that. We're doing heaps of family stuff.
Can you talk about which race you're doing, or no? You're going to leave that?
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, Tekapo. I'm taking part in the race Tekapo.
And so that's out Mount John.
Yeah, it actually hasn't got heaps of climbing on it. I don't know what the stats are. It'll be 700 metres in the whole race, I reckon. Yeah, you go up Mount John twice. So, the start of the race is about 15k of gravel, which is kind of cool because I think it lets the field blow apart and settle. And then, yeah, you go basically up the main Mount John track, and then you run around the Peninsula Trail that kind of follows the lake, which is super beautiful but can be really icy. So, yeah, and then once you've wound your way around that, you end up coming back up the access road on Mount John. So, yeah, it's a cool race because I think if you've burnt your matches, that last climb is going to be really challenging. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Honestly, I'm just really looking forward to a weekend away in Tekapo. We have a childless weekend planned as well. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty wicked.
And they do a great job of running their events.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's actually why I'm going, because of the feedback from lots of the athletes that I've been coaching who have done basically all of the distances over the last few years are just this is such a cool event. And so I was really excited to just get amongst it.
And shoe choice running right now?
At the moment, I would say if the conditions are dry, I'll run in the, you have to give me the full long name, but the Ultra Pro is what I'm calling it by On.
Cloud Ultra Pro something.
There you go. That one.
Yep.
That's what I've been doing a lot of my sort of long trail training runs in. If it's looking like it'll be wet and muddy, I'll have to look at something else because I don't think the lug's going to be deep enough.
Yeah, it's a great gravel shoe or
yeah, it is.
Yeah, kind of not technical trail, loose gravel, dry mud, pine needle.
Perfect for that.
Yeah. And
nylon plate, which I really like, not because again, if you're in the shoe for 3.5 hours there or thereabouts, I think carbon's just too stiff.
Yeah.
That's my personal perception anyway. I actually don't like so it's actually quite hard these days to find something that you're happy to race in, nor to have some cool options.
Yes.
Yeah, haven't played around with those yet, so potentially that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that is a little look into the off track. I did that on purpose. That's a little look into what you get from the off track episodes.
Yes. I do need to get myself a little bit more out there with what I'm up to in my training. I am often given a bit of shit about that.
Yeah, well, you and Tom like to hide the old Strava account.
Yes.
Did I tell you the other week I put Tom's Strava account in the show notes and he got bombarded?
Oh. That's rough.
Just like the wiki left.
Oh,
so he could have been mad at me. No, very good. Cool, man. All right. What am I doing? Yeah, 4x5 minute tempo.
Cool.
On Saturday morning, obviously working tomorrow, Saturday, family day Sunday, family day Monday, and then roll up to New Plymouth on Tuesday and see the guys up there, and then the world will spin around again, and I think you and me and Anna will be sitting here next week. Fingers crossed.
Cool.
Yeah. For another wrap up of all the goings-ons.
I will endeavour to be more prepared.
It's okay, man. Welcome to the party. I got 2 years now.
Yeah.
I got 2 years doing this. No, I hope you guys have a great week. I was going to sign off with something, and I can't remember. Sorry, Chrissy. My bad, bro. I was going to sign off with a one-liner, and I can't remember what it was.
Courtesy of Chrissy.
Well,
let's just leave that.
Yeah, no, we'll leave it. All right, team. Have a great week, and we'll
Cheers.
see you soon.